Okay guys, so riff number 80 of my top 100 riffs. As usual, as I like to intro these things, that's me muddling my way through this. Basically, I watched some videos of him doing it. He fingers it different ways. Sometimes he uses pick and fingers, sometimes he just uses fingers. So what I've done is I've tried to do it as close to the version that he's kind of playing in the video. Okay, so that's what I've gone for. So that's why I've used this technique. And it's not how I'd normally play it, so it's taken a little bit of practice to get there, but hopefully you'll appreciate the authenticity of me trying to do it like he did in the video. First little note we should say is that it was clearly two guitars. If you listen to the track, those high notes, the first high note is this D note here, was clearly a second guitar. So I've smushed those two together because it just sounds cooler. So I've made my life slightly tricky by learning a slightly different version and trying to do both guitar parts together. And I've also just been using my fingers, which is how it looks like he's doing it in the video again. So I've gone for that kind of level of authenticity if I put my teeth back in. Anyway, so that's the spiel done. Let's run through this. What a riff for riff number 80. One of my all-time favourites. When I was a teenager at school just starting to play guitar, this was like one of those riffs you had to be able to play to prove your chops, you know. Such a cool riff. So the first thing we're doing is it's a D chord, but it's a C shape, okay? So that's the shape I'm doing. Pinky on 5 on the A, ring finger on 4 on the D. My first finger is barring, but really just playing 2nd fret on the G, and my middle finger is going to be 3rd fret on the B, okay? So a D major chord. I'm going to play A string and B string together. Make it sound a bit nicer. That's a bit better. Okay, then I'm going to play D string, so that's 4th fret D string, 2nd fret on that G, then the D string, then the B string, and then I'm going to play the G string, and then we'll do the little walk. So that's going to be, and I'm basically doing that. A and D string, I'm going to use my thumb on this hand. Index finger's playing the G string, middle finger's playing the B string. Okay. Then the walk. 4 on the A, 2 on the A, open A, 4 on the E. All with my thumb. And that's what it looks like he's doing in the video as well, is all with his thumb. So that's bar 1. Okay? So D shape, that's the riff, the lick riff, or whatever. He never does it exactly the same as that, which is a bit frustrating, but there are a couple of repeats coming up. Anyway, I'm mumbling, let's crack on. F sharp major chord. So you could do it with a bar like this, which he seems to do live sometimes, John Frusciante, but in the video it looks like he's doing it this way around with his thumb over the top, a la a Jimi Hendrix style. So that's the way I did it. So it's going to be thumb over the top playing 2nd fret E, 4th fret A, 4th fret D, 3rd fret on the B, G, sorry, 3rd fret on the G, and then B and E is going to be 2nd fret with my first finger. Okay, so that's E and B, then it's going to be A, D, A, G, D. Then another walk, and the walk is going to be 4 on the D, 2 on the D, open D, 2nd fret A. Play that one again. Now that one we're going to do again, so that's nice. Okay, bar 3. Same shape as the first bar. This time though, I'm going to start with my ring finger on the A string 4th fret, getting ready to hammer on. So I'm going to play A string 4, 3rd fret B, and I'm going to hammer on with my pinky to the 5th fret on the A. Then 4th fret on the D, then back to the A string 5, G string, D string, and then on the B string I'm going to play 3, 5, 3, and I'm going to use my pinky for the 5. I'm going to do it on the right string, there you go. So we end up with this. I'll do that bit slowly because that's super confusing. So hammer, 4th fret D, A, G, D, then back to the G string 2. It's harder to do slower, weirdly. Then I'm going to play 4 and 5, so that's 4 on the D, 5 on the A, slide it along 2 frets to 6 and 7, and then repick at 6 and 7. Okay, let's do that bar again because that's super confusing. This is one of those riffs where there's not a lot going on with this hand. It doesn't look like I'm doing that much. But it's a lot of it is there's a lot of just different picking going on. But it's not too bad once you can get comfortable with this shape. Bar 4 is exactly the same as bar 2, so it's the F sharp shape, so it's going to be... Now, I should say it's exactly the same. I always play it exactly the same, but actually in the original version I don't believe that there is the high C sharp note on this one. Little note there. I always play it with that note on as well, so I'd go... because I think it sounds cool, but I believe in the original, I've made the note saying it's not there in the original, so... that's just my own little addition there. I think most people do play it with it on there as well, so I'll use that as a caveat. Okay, bar now 5 is going to be very similar to bar 3. Same shape again, got that hammer ready. 4 on the D, 5 on the A, 2 on the G, 4 on the D, and 3 then on the B, but no hammer, just a 3 on the B. Back to the G string 2nd fret, and then this walk like we did in bar 1, which is 4 on the A, 2 on the A, open A, 4 on the E, and again that's all thumb there. And I should say basically the rule I'm trying to stick to here is thumb is doing the E, the A and the D string, and then first finger's doing G, middle finger's doing B, and that's basically what I'm trying to do throughout the whole piece. Bar 6 is exactly the same as bar 2 and bar 4, so I'll just play it. Definitely has the high note on the original as well. Bar 7 is exactly the same as bar 3, so that's this one. Okay, and then we're up to bar 8. Now bar 8 is slightly different to bars 2, 4 and 6, but it's the same shape that I actually hold with my left hand. Again, there's not actually a high note, but I would normally play the high note, so I'm going to tell you with it on, so that's E string and B string on 2, then A, D, A, G. Now that is the same obviously, then D, A, G, D, A. So that final bar would be thus. There you go, that's the riff. That's one of the more complicated riffs I've done on my top 100 riffs. I can't believe I'm only up to 80 after such a long time, but we are now done with number 80. Quite a tricky riff. Hopefully that makes some semblance of sense to you. In terms of the right hand, I haven't shown it because I wanted to make the video relatively snappy, but hopefully my explanations have been enough. And if you prefer to do it with a pick, fine. If that's how the guy who took over from John Frusciante, whose name I can't for the life of me remember, Josh something maybe? Anyway, he always did it with a pick. John Frusciante at times did it hybrid picking, pick and fingers, sometimes just fingers. Also, he's just rejoined the band, so that's cool. Good timing for this. I'm just mumbling now, so thanks for watching riff number 80. Next week, one of my favourite bands of all time. Not that I don't love the Chili Peppers, because I do. Particularly the Californication album means a lot to me. But next band, one of my all-time favourites, one of my all-time favourite guitar players. So I'm looking forward to doing that riff for you guys, and I'll say thank you for watching riff number 80, and I'll see you guys again soon for riff number 79. I'll see you guys soon.